been coming to Summit for over 10 years now. It's like actually the highlight of every October for me. I once told my boss that being able to go to Summit was better than getting a raise. But really, Summit means everything to me. It's the relationships and the real connections that I've developed with people over the years that truly hits home. So when I found out that Summit was going to be virtual, I was a little nervous about how all this would translate.
Once Summit got started, it was kind of like drinking from the fire hose. I was totally blown away with how much kind of excitement and community there was. It was a really great experience, and there was so much community and just sharing of everything that it really didn't feel like I was alone in my bedroom in Nashville. It felt like I was a part of a bigger thing amongst all of these people who are, sharing in this experience.
Actually, I met Mallory in 2020 during the Buddy program, and we just totally clicked right away. We stayed in touch in months following the summit and just began having some real hard and honest conversations, just brainstorming different ways that we would be able to impact our companies when it comes to like trans and non-binary inclusion and benefits, and just seeing what more we could do to help move that needle. One day I actually shared with Mallory that I had an employee come to me and she had needed some help on WPATH and WIG coverage. And to be honest, I just didn't know, I didn't have the knowledge or the resources at my disposal. And luckily for me, Mallory had already done tons of research on the topic. And so she had lots of connections and resources that she was so willing to share with us. And so that's when I brought in Arrow to the team. Arrow is our subject matter expert on the trans and non-binary community on our LGBTQ leadership team at Boeing.
I was super stoked when Ray brought me into this conversation with Mallory. A lot of their engagement had been trans focused. I'm definitely an advocate in that community. Mallory
was able to help provide lots of resources and connections on the trans and non-binary community and benefits. And even on a bigger picture, she had shared some information in regards to stipends for transition expenses, especially for like wigs. And so it was this information that I was able to take forward to our benefits specialist at Boeing. And I just compared it to some of the programs that we already have in place, such as adoption assistance or, tuition reimbursement programs. And within a month, Boeing leadership was able to find a way to make the policy change so that we were able to cover wigs under our insurance package. I think one thing that really sticks out to me is the employee that came to me asking for help on resources, and I just didn't know how to answer her. I just will never forget the day that she came to me afterwards, and she said that, being able to have a wig made her feel like she finally belonged in the workplace. And that truly hit home to me. And I just can't thank Mallory enough for being able to put herself out there, for all the research that she's done to help us get to this point, and for Boeing leadership for helping us make it possible.
I was blown away at how fast the turnaround was from when we had discussed, and I had handed her kind of the information on what's within the WPATH standards, what are some other approaches and programs that companies within the industry have to support their trans and non-binary practitioners, of not necessarily medical benefits, but all of these stipends associated, similar to like adoption assistance, like Ray had mentioned, but just that it would be that quick to go through up the channels, be approved, and actually be able to purchase those items within a month. I was completely floored, because organizations take forever to do things, and just the amount of activity and quick turnaround on that, I was just so ecstatic, floored, happy.
So this change in policy then sparked, larger conversations. We started to host roundtables with the rest of the community, our trans and non-binary community, the rest of the BIPA community, which is our LGBT community. And then it sparked out to all of the ERGs, narrowing us down to this one question, like, what other things are we not covering, Once we started on that question, it was apparent, which policies needed updates, were we able to get more inclusive coverage and benefits? Just highlighting the fact that, diversity is not a one-size-fits-all kind of concept. It affects everyone differently, and everyone has different needs, and we need to be cognizant of that.
One thing that I can say about Mallory is that our connection is way deeper than just networking across industry. Mallory's really inspired me in so many ways. She's helped Boeing change so much of our policies, especially as it relates to our trans and non-binary communities without even realizing it. Her ideas, her connections, her resources, it's just invaluable to me, what I have gathered from this program and participating in it. I'm just so honored and proud, and just, I can't explain how I feel about our relationship, but I can tell you I've found a best friend for life.
Yeah, we're just getting started too. We've proven that we really do have the impact to impact our company's policies and cultures together. There's going to be a war on talent, right? So we need to make sure that we are focusing on these policies and pulling our communities together.
I absolutely adore and love these two, and I'm so glad that we've been connected, and I look forward to our meetings, every week, every month as they come up. And I am just so energized by what we've accomplished over the past year and looking forward to what still needs to be done. Much of our work to date has been focused on how do you care for your employees within the walls of the organization when they're on site at your buildings, when they are, navigating benefits and working with insurance. But with this remote workforce, everybody's at home. And so much of my life is spent here in my house, in my state location. And with this, slate of legislation that's come up at the state levels, that are specifically targeting trans and non-binary persons, our work to date has been focused on the internal benefits and support and programs that you can offer. But what's the responsibility of industry in light of this? Is that part of what industry should be doing, is advocating and lobbying for these communities and persons at the local level or at the state level? What is the responsibility of, BRGs and ERGs in business as it relates to caring holistically for the person rather than just the tiny sliver in their work life?
Yeah, these conversations, they're far from over. There's no doubt about that. We still continue to meet once a week and build on the plans that we currently have in place. And, I can just say, I love working with this group. We uplift each other, we challenge each other, but more importantly, we just inspire each other to do better and to create more change. And I can tell you, I'll let you in on a little secret. We have something big planned for 2022. Stay tuned. We are
the future
of work.